Do you have neck pain after sitting at your desk for a long day of work? Then you might want to start by fixing your ergonomics. A proper workplace setup can help minimize the stress on your neck and reduce some of that muscle tightness, headaches, and other tension down the back. In this video, we're going to go over 3 tips to help you correctly adjust your workplace. So let's go over what a proper workplace setup should look like. The first thing we can look at is your monitor height. Now, some people have laptops they work from or desktop monitors they work from. The best position for you is 2 inches below the eyes with the top of the monitor lining up right there. That's going to promote proper head positioning, right? Because if the monitor is too low down this way, we have to kind of look down and we're going to be more rounded with a forward head posture. Forward head, rounded shoulders, kind of working on a laptop like this, right? And then if the laptop is too high, then we have to kind of kink our necks up and put some stress on that upper cervical spine here. So if you're using a laptop, you're gonna need to get some kind of riser or stand as well as a keyboard. For your keyboard, we want to make sure that the keyboard is pushed well onto the table so our forearms are supported by the desk. We don't want the keyboard at the edge here where my arms are now hanging. If the arms are hanging, these muscles in the shoulder and the neck have to constantly work to support the arm because gravity is always pulling it down. And that may not seem significant, but 8 hours, 5 days a week for years and years and years, it's going to take a toll on these muscles. So we push the keyboard back, have our arms supported, and that way we can reduce the amount of stress on the neck and the shoulders. And the last thing you want to check when you set your office up is your chair and your seating position. Now, you don't need to go buy an expensive ergonomic chair. I think the most important things to look for are ones that are appropriate for your femur length. So what I mean is a lot of people have chairs that are too long for their femurs. Most of the weight is distributed in their butt bones. And now what happens, watch when I sit back in this chair, when I sit back, that promotes rounding of your low back. My lumbar spine kind of wants to push into the backrest. And you see how everything kind of curves forward once that happens. What you should be doing is sitting a little more forward, having the weight through the middle of the thighs. Now the weight is in the middle of my thighs. I don't have weight on my butt bones, and you can see how that tilts my hips anteriorly. The anterior pelvic tilt promotes proper lumbar lordosis and better alignment of your spine. Good way to know if you're doing this correctly: 1, you can feel the weight in your thighs, not in the butt bones, and 2, your knees should be below your hips. So knees here and then the hips up here. That's going to promote that anterior pelvic tilt, and everything else should just follow in place there. So this is what proper alignment of your spine should look like when you're working. Arms down at the side, head in a neutral position, like this. So the reason why proper posture at your workplace is so important is because what can happen over time if the muscles are not allowed to rest, that constant tension is going to decrease blood flow to the muscle. And that can make the nerve endings more sensitive, meaning you're going to feel more pain. You're going to feel those muscle knots when you kind of massage that muscle. And that's another sign that the muscles are getting tight. And you may want to look at starting by correcting your workplace setting. I hope you found these tips helpful. And if you're interested in exercises that you can do at your workplace, then make sure you watch the next video here.